As far as, I guess we can look at it as the scope of selling produce to schools or connecting to schools and the community, for these questions. So how
Sure.
did you, this is kind of a lofty question. How did you get where you are now? Which is like super big
Yeah.
question. But how did you just fine.
I mean, ground zero, like Craig and I have an interest in selling produce to our local community. So we have that like base interest of feeding our neighbors. And that has, we started small with doing the farmers market and having our 5-member CSA 7 years ago. And through word of mouth and just building connection, I think just through meeting people and, you know, people trying our produce and spreading the word. And then when I saw the farm to school opportunity with the health department, I saw that as like, you know, we had a couple years under our belt, we're still new to the area, and I was like, oh, this would be a great way. Like, I believe in farm to school, like just, yeah, connecting kids with farms and letting them know where the food comes from and letting them taste fresh produce because it tastes so good. So I saw it, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I can't wait to participate as a farmer in this program. And then I thought, like, oh, well, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could be the member doing the community outreach portion of it. I didn't really have an interest in the nutrition education piece just because I don't have I have limited classroom experience. So they were looking for the 2 different members, the community outreach and then the nutrition education. So I applied and I got the position. And it was just a great way to get to know more people in the community, especially, yeah, I mean, connecting with the food service and doing the nutrition or the harvest of the month in the schools and just, yeah, so how did we get where we are? We're still not selling produce to the schools. I'm in conversation with Christy Shore about next school year. So we're gonna meet sometime when things slow down with the school year for her. And so that's on our, it seems like it'll be a good fit. They'll be able to do their garden bar again next school year, hopefully. And it would be a good fit for fresh local produce for her to be able to highlight as long as it's in season.
That's exciting.
But yeah, so I'm hopeful to just have that conversation. I think that's what it's like. It's been slow. Like it takes time to, like, we aren't from the area.
Yeah.
So I think that's been a big, just like, it takes a while for people to hear about us and then they hear about us, and it still takes a while to like build that relationship and that trust that like we are going to do a good job and it's worth the worth purchasing from us. So yeah, I'm hopeful that this relationship with Royal will go well, and then just having have a conversation with Christy and then feel a little more confident going into a conversation with maybe Wani Walk or Mauston and see if there's interest in any more.
What successes have you seen? And you can take that however you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I think like when I was in the schools as a member, just doing those tastings in the cafeteria, I felt like were just such a big, I think the biggest win that I saw were having kids try something new and being like, oh, I like this. And even if they didn't like it, they tried something new, and just working with the kitchen staff to make those things. And like, roasting asparagus like is really pretty easy. You just need asparagus and oil and some salt and an oven, and some pans. So that like just trying to like break down those barriers of like the convenience of the packaged prepared stuff versus how simple it can be to use the fresh stuff. So I think that was definitely a win. Yeah, and then as a farmer, just the couple times that we've been able to have classrooms out to our farm, that's been awesome. So we had the food science class from Boston 2 weeks ago, and then last week we had the horticulture class. Beth Babcock's class came out, and it was they're like classes of 10 kids, but it's super nice to have young people out here and to show them what we do, and questions about how we got to where we are, and letting them try our carrots.
That's fun. What did they think?
I thought they were great. I mean, we didn't do it with the food science class. We just didn't think about it. We got down to the hoop house and we had to kind of hustle back. But we had time with the horticulture class we let them try some salad turnips, and then we dug some carrots, and it was just fun, like fresh, right out of the ground, and they were gobbling them up, and yeah, high schoolers gobbling up vegetables. That's what you want to see.
That's a huge win.
Yeah. So, so I'd love to have more kids out here.
And I would say, so my next question would be, what are some challenges that you've seen?
So, I mean, I think that the challenges as a member and as a farmer are kind of the same. We kind of spoke briefly of it, just the being new to the area and it taking time to get to know people and finding the right person to talk to. And I think that there's just the challenge with Farm to School, with it coming from the health department and not it coming from the schools, saying the schools didn't say, we want Farm to School, let's apply for an AmeriCorps Farm to School position. From the health department, which I'm super thankful for, the health department saw this as something that could be really good for our community. But then it just took a little bit more time and work to just build those relationships and figure out what the schools wanted and who to work with, and I think that's been the biggest hurdle, is it not coming from the schools, and then that's made it difficult with like the continuity between members, and like staff turnover at schools, and just like things are always changing, and then just like with the AmeriCorps position being a position that like someone's only going to do that one time. Like, I mean, I guess I did it for 2 years, but it like, kind of shook up how it was done the second year. So I don't know. I think continuity has been a big challenge. And just that initial like laying the groundwork, that like the groundwork was laid, and then like every year the groundwork has had to be laid again. Just keep on trying.
I feel like that's good life advice, period.
Yeah, I feel like it's easy for me to just to like shut down and not, just keep things how they are, but we gotta keep growing, right?
Yeah. Farm to School has definitely taught me that one too.
Yeah.
To be
Farm to School and COVID.
Yeah, together. Totally. Yes. Yeah.
You did it. You did it. You're almost out of it.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's a wild ride, right? Yeah, but good one. Okay, so that's a big lesson.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would do differently
What I would do differently.
with farm to school or making connections with the community? Either one.
If farm to schools came from the schools.
Yeah.
Like if there had been, like someone at Mauston that was like, yeah, I want farm to school in our school, and was like, but I mean, I couldn't have done that differently. It's just like how the circumstances were.
Oh
But
yeah, no, that wasn't on you. But
yeah, I think that, things could have shaken out differently. What would I have done differently? I don't know. I don't know that I would have done anything differently looking back.
that's
I'm more
okay.
just thinking about where to go from here. Like what's the next step, and how do we keep this going?
Mhm. Yeah.
Keep trying in our little way. I mean, I think, I'll keep from the farmer